Are you ready to hear a heart-stopping story of courage and freedom that will leave you breathless? If this tale moves you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more inspiring stories, and share it with someone who needs a reminder of hope today. Leave us a comment. What part touched your soul the most? In the dusty plains of Red Valley Ranch, under a blazing sun, stood a wild Mustang with fire in his eyes. His body was scarred, his spirit tested, but he refused to break. This is a story of how one horse changed everything, for himself and for those who dare to watch. The ranch owner, Hank Granger, a man as cruel as the cracked earth beneath his boots, paced near the corral, gripping a long whip. He spat into the dirt, glaring at the defiant animal before him. "You'll learn, boy," he growled, cracking the whip through the air. The sound echoed like thunder, landing hard against the Mustang's flank. The horse reared back, nostrils flaring, pain searing through every muscle. But still, he didn't submit. Day after day, Hank tried to crush the spirit of this magnificent creature. Tied to posts, starved just enough to weaken but not kill, beaten until his coat was matted with sweat and blood, the Mustang endured it all. Yet something inside him burned brighter than ever. Every lash of the whip only fueled his defiance. One evening, as the golden light faded into shadows, Hank stepped closer, sneering. "Still got fight in you, huh?" He raised the whip again, but this time something shifted. The Mustang lowered his head slightly, his breathing shallow, his ears pinned back. For the first time, Hank hesitated. There was danger in the horse's stance, something primal, unpredictable. "Don't even think about it," Hank muttered, tightening his grip on the whip. But it was too late. With an explosive burst of energy, the Mustang lunged forward, not out of fear, not to escape, but to challenge. His powerful muscles coiled like springs, hooves slamming against the dry ground with a force that shook the very earth. Hank stumbled back, eyes wide with shock. Never had he seen such raw power, such unyielding will. The whip slipped from his hand, useless in the dust. The Mustang reared up, towering over Hank, his front hooves slicing to the air like weapons. The ranch hands watching froze, their smirks replaced by awe, or perhaps fear. This wasn't just a beaten-down horse anymore. This was a storm unleashed. Hank scrambled backward, tripping over his own feet, panic overtaking his usual arrogance. And then the unthinkable happened. The Mustang charged, delivering a devastating kick to Hank's chest. The man flew backward, crashing into the fence with a sickening crack. Silence fell over the corral. For the first time since being stolen from the wild, the Mustang felt power coursing through his veins. He stood tall, his chest rising and falling heavily, staring down the man who had tortured him for so long. But this wasn't over yet. Hank groaned, clutching his ribs, hatred burning in his eyes. He reached for a thick braised lasso, trembling with rage. The Mustang saw it, understood its purpose, and made his move. With a burst of speed, he bolted toward the fence. "He's escaping!" someone shouted. Dust swirled around him as he galloped full speed. His legs carried him faster than they ever had before. Freedom was within reach. Hank screamed orders, his voice rough with pain and fury, but it was too late. The Mustang launched himself into the air, clearing the fence in a breathtaking leap. His body arched gracefully, his mane whipping the wind, and then he landed. Hooves slammed into soft, untamed earth beyond the barrier. He stumbled, his injured leg nearly giving way, but he didn't fall. He was free. Behind him, Hank's truck skidded to a stop, headlights cutting through the darkness. The chase was on. The Mustang ran harder, pushing past exhaustion, ignoring the agony in his limbs. Ahead loomed another fence, the final barrier between captivity and true freedom. As the truck roared closer, he gathered every ounce of strength left in his battered body and leaped once more. This time he soared higher, clearing the obstacle by mere inches. When he landed, he stumbled again, but this time there was no turning back. He was gone, miles away. Headlights pierced the night. Inside the truck sat Ethan Cole, a former rescue specialist haunted by failures of the past. Something had drawn him out tonight, an unease he couldn't shake. Then in the distance he saw it, a lone figure running, fleeing for its life. Even in the dim light, Ethan could see the exhaustion in the horse's stride, the trembling legs that refused to give up. Without hesitation, he turned off the road, heading straight for the desperate animal. When Ethan stopped, the Mustang hesitated, muscles coiled, ready to bolt again. But Ethan didn't approach. Instead, he knelt, pouring water onto the dusty ground. The Mustang's nostrils flared, his throat aching with thirst. Still, he hesitated. Was this another trick? Slowly, step by agonizing step, the horse moved forward. Finally, he lowered his head and drank deeply. Ethan let out a slow breath, knowing this moment was more than just survival. It was trust reborn. Together, they walked into the night, neither leading nor following, but choosing a path together. The Mustang wasn't broken. He was free. For the first time in his life, he had a choice. The moral of the story is clear. True strength lies not in domination, but in the courage to rise above cruelty and reclaim your freedom. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe, share it with others, and leave a comment below telling us what inspired you most. Let's keep spreading stories of resilience and hope